Awesome. So we've got John and son of John going to present. Thanks. So please make them welcome.
This is my son, John. You know, the funny thing about that is, you know, in the Balinese culture, they've got this whole thing about Wayan's the first child, and then, so I'm the Wayan.
I'm the Made. Number 2.
Number forever now, right?
All right.
Just going to let you think about that.
All right. Okay, so what I wanted to do is just kind of give you a framing of what we do and why we do it. And basically, it's this whole thing to do with, you know this thing where the very next step in your business, the very next thing you've got to do is quite often the hardest thing to work out. So what we've done is we've defined that around marketing.
I don't know if any of you guys have heard of this idea, but imagine you're trying to work out, you know, what's the best strategy for you to follow and what you should be doing in your business. And the way we kind of explain it is, imagine there's like a ground level of a building with 8 offices around the building, right? And you could sit in any one of these 8 offices, and that will give you a certain perspective on the world. And then there's these 9 levels of the building. So you can be any one of the 8 offices, any one of that. Just, you know, stop me if you know what's coming next, right? If any of this sounds familiar at all. So basically, you've got a 1 in 72 chance of the book that you're reading, or the strategy that you're following, or the seminar that you're going to, or the mentor or the coach or the guru that you're listening to actually being appropriate for you and your business right now. So let's just have a look at which office you're sitting in, what level you're playing the game at, and then we can give some really clear, some really specific, direct advice as to the strategy that's going to be just effortless for you, that's going to be the most fun, that's going to bring you the greatest results, and it's going to be sustainable long term because it's based on some really clever stuff of this guy that we know, right?
So, yeah.
You kind of.
So what we do is we've worked with a bunch of different people, and we're just going to probably just give you just the 2 examples. First of all, what we do is we actually get them to choose their level. So we actually have different levels of the way that they work with us, and you'll notice that there's like a color spectrum here, which is pretty clever, that we may have taken from somewhere. And people choose their level, quite interestingly enough. Let's choose let's choose. How about Love My Earth? Pat, do you want to talk about Love My Earth? And
yeah, you bet.
Yes.
So this is Jessica Holdsworth. Jess came to us with a garage full. She just ordered $20,000 worth of this beautiful certified organic Ayurvedic curry powder. She's got a garage full of it. And she's gone, it's great. It was all packaged up. She had beautiful branding. If you have a look, go back one slide and look at her branding. It was just beautiful. And she had delivery and distribution ready for like national distribution. She had a website all set up. It was fantastic. And she's like, guys, I'm freaking out. And we said, well, it looks beautiful. What's the problem? Got no customers, got no sales, got no money, got no business, right? And we went, oh, well, that's easy enough, right? So put together a strategy for Jess and she said, look, what I want to do is get my website working and do a whole, retail campaign. We're going to do advertising. We're going to do lots of stuff, and I'm going to do, probably between $20 and $40 average sale price, and we're going to make $90,000 out of this 20 grand worth of wholesale price curry powder. And we kind of scratched our heads and thought, well, you could do that, but you're still running your other business full time, which is a couple of $1 million a year business, and that's taking a lot of your time. And this is going to be a huge project. What if we could just sell it all at once? And we took a little bit of a hit on the margin, but we just went wholesale and put it out to a number of distributors. So within 2 months, 3 months,
yep,
she sold the whole lot of stock to. She's got 6 distributors now, and they're in Singapore and all around Australia and different places. And they're all apologising to us, going, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry for making such a small first order. We promise the next one will be bigger." She's going, "This is fantastic. I haven't got any more stock. You can't order any bigger." And it was just through looking at, her profile as a creator, her creator business, so definitely a product-based business, and the level she was at, and just going, well, look, what's going to be the easiest path for you to get to where you want to go? And now we're starting to launch with her retail program, now that she's on her second order, and she's got all that stock out of the way.
The big stuff there that she'd done so well was actually get all her distribution in order. So she actually had her systems and everything else in place. So she was actually, in her business, even though she hadn't sold very many, she was actually in the load part of her business, ready for distribution. She just needed a whole bunch of traffic. She had lots of stuff, and she could have spent a lot of money advertising and going retail and going to the internet, and that would have taken her probably 6 to 12 months to even get that right. but this one got it going within 2 months with our program. So
Yeah.
exactly.
Who wants to have another one? That was not a cool story?
Yes.
That's a cool story, right?
Those guys you may know, MegaZip, who these guys. This is quite interesting. These guys have a day on their calendar where they have about 6 to 12 people show up, and it's a day in Singapore called the Boss is Away Day. Anyway,
Yeah.
we helped them do a strategy to put 1,000 people who showed up on there just through a Facebook strategy. It cost them about $100 in promoting that Facebook strategy just to get that up, because they didn't know how else to actually compete on this day. And what we did was just go back to the industry and say, well, if the boss is away, come and play at our place. But our boss is away too, and we're going to give it to you for free.
That day, historically, for the company's been their worst day on record. The year before, they had like 12 people in the whole park. And then, spent $100. Ed thought, we thought maybe 100 people would come. That would be pretty awesome. And then 1,000 people show up, and it's raining, and it's like an awful day. Whoa.
So I'll just finish on this one, because this one is a strategy that we do, probably our number one strategy that we do for other people, which is a competition strategy. We've done it with iLab. We've done it with a whole bunch of other products, and we did this with Tyler Tolman. And basically, this was off the back of an event, and basically we ran a competition to all the people who didn't buy at the event. And what happened, Tyler did about 20% sales, about 1,000 people, about $200,000 in sales, and then we came and did this one to about 700 odd people. 285 people signed in to actually do the competition, and we had $94,000 in sales, and we've collected $90,000 of the $94,000 since then. So a huge 40-odd% uptake on top of his event that he did, which he was finished on the event. He was done. He came back to Bali, and that was it. And we were able to do that. And it's basically a very similar. Has everyone seen the competition that we run with our labs and stuff like that? So basically, here's the competition. We give something away, which is a product, a program, an experience, and then we give a whole bunch of discounted vouchers for the second one. And this one here, for him, because his business is like that, he's got the experiences, and he's got a relatively low cost base for the actual production of that, and he's got a great following already. So that worked really, really well for him. And I just want to just quickly turn that on and just get that, and we'll finish with this.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Tolman here, and I just wanted to take a minute to take my hat off, not that I'm wearing one, for my good friends John Abbott and his team. I just want to give you a little bit of information behind these guys. Fantastic team to work with, by the way. I run programs here in Bali, big juice fast, 7-day programs, 30-day programs. I have online products, a bunch of different things that I offer to the world. And, John Abbott's been a good friend of mine for a very long time. He approached me and just said, hey, why don't we work together on some campaigns, essentially for creating some sales type of stuff to get out to your database and your network. And so he came in, literally him and his team came in and sat down with me and my team and just brainstormed. And these guys are absolutely brilliant. Like, just the input that they put in with our own business. We actually named one of our programs during the time we had with them, looking at pricing and structures and all these different things. It was really invaluable to sit down and have conversations with these guys who are obviously highly versed in the business that they do. Very, very knowledgeable and fun to work with. Really, really amazing guys, big open hearts. I really felt great working with them because the feedback I got from my customers made me feel like not only was I, going out and marketing and creating new sales for my business, but I was actually, my customers were connecting on a really powerful level and sending me even emails like, thank you so much for running this competition. So it was like fantastic. Not only are people loving this and having a connection, but they were also buying into programs. And, we've sold, I'm not even sure, probably around $200,000 worth of sales and a couple of little campaigns that we did. Yeah.
So that's us. Thank you very much.
Very awesome. Thanks, John and Pat.